Little Red Riding Hood. Written, retold by Karen Mockler, illustrated by Chiara Fettley. First question. How do red choices affect the story? Connections. Writing. How might the story be different if red didn't stop to pick the flowers? Write a paragraph describing how the story would change. Social studies. Does this story take place in a suburban, rural, or city setting? How do you know? Share your ideas with a partner. Once upon a time, there lived a girl many people called Little Red Riding Hood. Those closest to her just called her Red. One day, Red's mom asked her to take some cake to Grandma, who was not well. Go quickly through the woods. Do not leave the path, and do not talk to strangers, Mom said. Just as Red entered the woods, though she met Wolf, Red didn't know what a wicked creature he was, so she didn't know to fear him. Where are you going, child? Wolf asked with a smile. To Grandma's, Red replied. What have you got in your basket? Wolf asked. Grandma's not feeling well, Red explained, so I'm taking her some cake. Wolf nodded and grinned, but his stomach rumbled. He thought he would eat Grandma for lunch and Red for dessert. To catch them both, though, he knew he must act quickly. Where does Grandma live? Asked Wolf. Farther in the woods. Under the two large oak trees, Red said, have you noticed the pretty flowers around you? Wolf asked. If I were you, I'd pick a bunch for Grandma. Red looked about her. The flowers were pretty indeed. She bent down to pick one. Have a nice visit, cried Wolf, and he hurried away. Red left the path to pick flowers. While she picked, Wolf sprinted straight to Grandma's house and knocked at the door. Who is there? Called Grandma, lying sick in a bed. It's Red, called Wolf in a high, sweet voice. Lift the latch and come in, called out Grandma. Wolf lifted the latch, went straight to Grandma's bed, and swallowed her whole. Then he dressed himself in her clothes. Put on her cap and climbed into her bed. When Red had picked enough flowers, she set out again for Grandma's house. The door was open when she arrived. Red went straight to the bed, where she saw a very strange sight indeed. Oh, Grandma, Red cried, what big ears you have! All the better to hear you with, child, Wolf said. Oh, Grandma, Red cried, what big eyes you have! All the better to see you with, child, Wolf said. Oh, Grandma, Red cried, what a big terrible mouth you have! All the better to eat you with, Wolf roared. With one bound he leaped out of bed and swallowed up Red flowers, cake, and all. Then Wolf lay down again on the bed and drifted off to sleep. It was dark inside Wolf, but Red managed to reach down and squeeze Grandma's head. Grandma squeezed back. Red could make out a weak light licking down Wolf's throat. He was snoring with his mouth open. Inch by inch, Red lifted her bunch of flowers. She tickled Wolf's throat until he started to cough. She tickled Wolf's throat once, twice. He coughed once, twice, and kept on tickling until he coughed her up. When at last he did, Red held tight to Grandma's hand and pulled her out too. They fastened Wolf, still asleep, to Grandma's bed, and Grandma and Red sat down for tea and cake. When Wolf awoke from his nap, you can be sure he didn't get any.